Hey everybody, see, my mouth is full. So what a way to start a cooking show. I'm literally eating as the credits are going on. And welcome to Hacking Gourmet. I'm Fred Rui. I will be your mediator, which means basically I'm in charge of controlling the guys as movie control. But this is a special episode. This is actually 1 year of this madness slash shenanigans slash cooking stuff online because we have nothing better to do. And we like food. And here, okay, so here's the downside right out of the gate. I made myself a little, so I wasn't cooking today. I made myself a little celebratory snack, and I pretty much ate all of it. I have like a couple of tiny pieces of charcuterie left. And I'm like that guy in the movie theater that, you know, when you get the popcorn, you sit down and you're like eating the popcorn and the movie hasn't even started. And like almost all the popcorn's gone. So I have like nothing left. So you have basically 3 pieces of this meat, 3 pieces of this cheese, 2 pieces of bread, and 1 more piece of meat, and then I'm out of here. This is it. But welcome to the show. Please hit like, share, broadcast, mental telepathy out to your friends. Let them know about Hacking Gourmet, Instagram at Hacking Gourmet, because these Brian and Carney, they need a lot of love. They need a lot of attention. You know, it's been a year. We have, I think, 3 followers. No, there's probably a few more. But, we've done this for like an entire year, for like 365 days of this whole quarantine, now Hacking Gourmet. We're going to take a look at how it all started, but let's bring in Brian and Carney, and let's just get this thing going because it never ends well. Welcome, guys. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Living life on the edge, trying to swallow before you start the show.
This is literally like the 3rd longest relationship I've ever had with anybody of any case. So
technically right now we are actually over a year. Brian and I started quarantine grilling in late March. So we were in between our last episodes from the Hacking Gourmet Spring Break Hangover edition, which, by the way, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about our top episodes today. And it was unique to see which one of our episodes over the last year we all picked as our favorites. And there were some that were regulars. That's okay right now. I've got an issue outside here because I'm in the middle of the sun, so my computer's overheating a little, and I have this towel that I've got keeping it safe. But and my assistant here, my lady friend, is got. It looks like she has a rocket launcher of some kind. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway, we're working on an umbrella here. But 1 year, we've made it. It's been really exciting. I do want to show one thing first. I want to just touch back on. I do have some of our episodes lined up here, and you can access these through our YouTube page. Let me just pull up the link here. So anyway, if you want to check out our episodes, you can always jump online and go right to Hacking YouTube. And this is kind of a cool feature until I bring that up. There we go. But we're going to take a quick look at the first episode ever. Here we go. We go to videos. This was pre-Fred. We're going to scroll all the way down here. And this was our pilot episode. And I know I just went past it. But here we go. Quarantine Grilling, episode 1. It's one of our cooking events. I think it's natural progression. Good. As you can tell, it was awful. So we started quarantine grilling late March, Monday, March 30th, as you can see here. We didn't have a theme song. I think this song's probably illegal for us to use. We were on Zoom, so we just went on Zoom. I was playing the theme song, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, through my phone into my headset onto the Zoom meeting. So pretty unorganized. I've also,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Quarantine Grilling with McGee and Carney. I am one of your hosts, one part of the dynamic duo today, Jonathan Carney. And with me today is Brian McGee. Now, most of you may know us from the cigar world. Most of you also may know that we are big into the food world. So we're going to bring a little bit of each to this today, but mostly we're going to bring the food world to you. So I introduce you, as I said, to my co-host, Brian McGee, Quarantine Grilling. Brian, how you doing today?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Oh, by the way, I just wanted to point out that I've got the championship
we could end
belt.
this video now before we talk about the championship belt. So that was our first episode. That was March 30th, 2019.
Your mom,
way.
Yeah, right?
What were you saying?
Well, I think other than really, since that first episode, really bringing on some eye candy to help try to keep this thing in order, I'm not really seeing an improvement to the show. I mean, it pretty much just looked the same to me. It's still a mess. There's still a good chance we'll have a technical failure. There's definitely a chance that I have now finished all of my charcuterie. Here we are at like 3-minute mark into the show. I've got no food left. Yeah, I'm not seeing any growth here. I'm not seeing any skill set learned. I think Brian, actually, if we have most valuable player as far as improvement, Brian, the whole kitchen setup where we got the island and the spices and stuff like that. Me, I've still got the same, if I'm inside, I still got the same wall here. Carney, you're out in nature, but other than that, we don't learn. I think by 2055, we should have this nailed.
Yeah, I agree. And I certainly give Brian the most improved. I wouldn't say MVP, but his setup is significantly improved because I've jumped around from place to place, but you've always been pretty much, Brian, I think every episode you've done from your house. So the train's about to go by, but your setup from the beginning is quite epic. How we transition from that.
Yeah, see, he's freezing. This is great.
But I do have one thing to say, Brian. In episode 1 of Quarantine Grilling, you pulled out a championship. Now, you weren't involved in this one. However, yesterday, I did win my lady friend's mac and cheese competition. So I am a champ. And I did win the mac and cheese competition. So I'll be wearing this hat throughout today's show. And Brian, if you've got your championship belt, that's all cute, and once we get back on the road, I'll have a chance to reclaim that as well.
Yeah, we definitely at least this fall we'll have a rematch if we can't make it happen sooner.
So, moving along though, Brian, what are you cooking today?
All right, so
what's your celebratory meal?
So I'm cooking again something I've never made before. I'm going to do a pork belly with ginger green onion rice. And the pork belly it's been simmering here in some soy sauce, cooking sherry, ginger, garlic, chicken broth. It's been on the stove now a little over an hour. I'm going to give it another half hour, and then I'm going to make some ginger rice to go with it.
Excellent. Sounds delicious. So I'm doing a little bit something different today. I'm going to be hanging out for the most part. I've lit up a 25th anniversary La Flor Dominicana here. I'm going to take this championship hat off. It's making me sweat. And I've got merchandise to sell here. But I've got the 25th anniversary of the La Flor Dominicana cigar to celebrate. I've got a special bottle of Baby's Leap wine cellars. It is called the Puppethin edition, but there's a quick look at it. Boom, Baby's Leap. Something fun that I've been messing around with here. So I'm going to pour a glass of that. So I've got that. It's actually Camus, Fred. So we've got Camus special selection in here. So we're going to have a little bit of Camus. And I've got the 25th anniversary cigar. And I'm going to be doing Duroc baby back ribs, and I've got some Wagyu beef cheeks I'm going to be doing today. So in the kitchen right now, I have the baby back ribs parboiling in red wine. Those are just about done. I'm going to go grab those in a few moments. And I also have the beef cheeks that have been working for about 3 hours in 165-degree sous vide in red wine as well. Traditionally, you want to go for 8, 9, 10, 12 hours on beef cheeks. Beef cheeks are from the jowls, the front of the mouth of the cow. It's very tough, a really heavily worked muscle. But this is Wagyu beef cheek, so I'm hoping to be a little bit more tender. But traditionally, you'd want to let that go a little bit longer, usually around like 8 hours a minimum in terms of a braise on that, and that really breaks down the muscle and transforms the meat. But we've got Wagyu beef cheeks. We're going to be using some white truffle salt on that, olive oil. As I said, the main ingredient, the celebratory cigar. All of this is brought to you by Uncle Steve's Shakes. But today I'm going to be using, from our friends at Meat and Bone, the Fogo Premium Hardwood Lump Charcoal Rub that I have here, and the Hep Salt Company white truffle salt on the beef cheeks. And for those that missed the last time that I cooked directly on charcoal, we're going to jump over to the grill cam here real quick. Our grill cam, as I said, is brought to you by meatandbone.com. And if you look at the top, we actually have made it official now. We have a discount code on meatandbone.com. All you got to do is type in at the time of checkout, Hacking Gourmet, and that will give you 10% off your entire order. And that also works on the gourmet session orders. But if you see there, I've got my little lounge area set off to the side. I'm going to take my iced tea, my Baby's Leaf Wine Cellars wine, my 25th anniversary cigar, and I'm going to bring my baby back ribs, and I'm going to hang out over there for a little bit and cook those baby back ribs and those beef cheeks directly on the coals. And then the last item that I do have is I got some barbecue sauce from a local butcher and market here in Winter Park, conveniently called the local butcher and market. And that's a barbecue sauce that they made there. So I'm doing semi-homemade today. I wanted to sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And I knew this was a way that I could finish in the first year of the show. I could finish my dishes before Brian did on this one, because that's obviously been the goal, is to always finish first. So I'm going to take the Brian approach today. But that's what I got going on. So it should be good stuff. I'm going to go inside. Fred's finally out of the box. And I'm going to jump inside, grab
No
my
one puts
ribs,
baby in a box.
and I'm going to grab my beef cheeks, and I'm going to assume the position over in my lounge.
Did he just like completely phone in this episode? I mean, here we are 1 year into it, and he's like, "I'm boiling ribs," and by the way, what are Wagyu beef cheeks? I've had halibut cheeks, which
I just got some Wagyu beef cheeks myself, and
How'd you
I'm
cook it,
going to
Brian?
use
What
them
did you do?
to make. They're frozen; they're not cooked. But I'm going to use them to make barbacoa tacos. So I will, with these, I'll smoke them for probably 9 hours, and then I'll put them in a pan, fill it with beef tallow, and put it in the oven for another 6 to 8 hours as it's with it submerged in beef tallow, and then chop it up and put it on corn tortillas.
Yeah, I saw some great. I just picked the beef cheeks up today because I was at the local butcher market, and yesterday I did red wine infused dry aged New York strips. But they had Wagyu beef cheeks, and marbling on it was awesome. So I was like, you know what? That
I've
makes me-
never had Wagyu beef cheeks. I was going to say earlier, halibut cheeks. If you can find halibut cheeks, and halibut cheek fish and chips are outstanding. But I don't know, the beef cheek thing. I'll have to try. I'll have to see how it is. Let's do the top five, because we are way late in the show right now for top five, sponsored by somebody that I should know who it's sponsored by. No, I'm kidding. It's Wood Butcher Maine. They've been through this almost since the beginning. So this is where we picked our 5 episodes that we liked the best. It was really pretty easy, but Carney took Hacking Gone Wild, which was just recently. That was our spring break episode. Thanksgiving, which was a lot of fun. Planet of the Apps, In the Can, and the pilot episode. The pilot episode really sucked. I wasn't there, but hey, we'll run with that. That's okay. McGee Cooking Tall. That was a good episode. Tailgate Championship. I don't remember that one, but I'm not a big basketball fan. Christmas Vacation, Hacksgiving again, and The Grill is Foul. I forgot about The Grill is Foul. I actually might have picked that one. I completely forgot about that one. I picked Thanksgiving. only because it's the very bad memory of the candy corn, the Thanksgiving candy corn. Cooking Tall was another fun one. I thought was a really good one. Hacking Gone Wild was a fun one. In the Can, probably the most unique one we did. And the salt blocks, which basically, by the way, you edited what I sent you. Now that I think about it, because the last one was supposed to be any episode where Fred was cooking, and I can see clearly that Jonathan edited that to just say salt blocks. So,
Well, that was the feature show, so that had a lot of significance to it, because that's really when the show kind of took off for us, and it was at the height of, it was really at the height of the COVID situation there a year ago. I go back and look at your episode is their second episode was our most watched episode ever, and that was featured you. And then it slowly changed as people got away from spending hours and hours on social media watching things. So once we got about when the summer months came in, when we made the change from Quarantine Grilling to Hacking Gourmet, it kind of leveled out to 300 to 400 people viewing it. But we had thousands of views right there at the beginning, and that first episode with you on it was still to the date our largest episode. So it was that was a substantial one.
So now there's confusion over the tall ones because we had Omar and we had Chris. But what was Chris's episode called? Wasn't that something Rose or something? Or
Chris was the Rose. Yeah, Chris was the Rose.
Oh, see, now I always think of him as the tall one, but they're both tall. So yeah, I gotcha.
Well, the great thing about Chris's episode, which I wanted to pick too, and the same setup we kind of had with Cole, the culinary side of it that we got with him. We had Cole on the episode. I wanted to pick that because I had the local yokel episode on there first, but then I put the pilot on just because that's what started it all for the anniversary. But I really enjoyed the local yokel one. There's a lot of, that's where Fiddleheads were born. And then when you look at Chris's episode, Chris really did a kitchen demonstration for us because he.
Yeah, I have to go full disclosure. I have to go full disclosure on that. When I picked Cooking Tall, I thought that was Chris. Nothing against Omar, and I love Omar, and I thought the shrimp dish was looked awesome. But I actually thought the Cooking Tall was Chris. I got my tall guys confused.
If it makes you feel any better, Omar didn't know the episode of talking of.
Yeah, right. Omar,
so it makes you feel any better.
Yeah. No, actually, I thought. Yeah. Oh, my bad. All right. So, Chris, if you're listening, if you're out there somewhere, then yeah, my bad. Oh, yeah. You're the other tall guy. So let's do the. Oh, we already did the top 5. So yeah. Okay. So we're back. I'm reading the notes right now. So those of you, it took me a year. I'm actually looking at the notes right now. So we are. We're like half hour into it, so we're way behind right now. We're doing our banter. This is team banter discussion with Brian, Carney, and Fred. That's what it says right here in the notes.
Well, I just ran inside to grab the beef cheeks. So I'm inside getting the beef cheek. I'm coming out now. I'm going to throw this. I'm going to hit this with some of the Fogo charcoal rub. And then once I throw this on the fire here, Fred, we can jump on and take a look at the Hacking Gourmet website. We've got an opportunity coming up to take a look at the next gourmet session, which we have coming up on May 1st. We took the month of April off. Man, I love this charcoal rub, this Fogo charcoal rub. It's got it's called FOGO. It was one of our gourmet smoke session packages, but it's salt, onion, garlic, chili powder, charcoal powder, pepper, onion powder. It's got all sorts of great stuff in it, and it creates a great black out exterior to these cuts of beef. I've been using it quite a bit lately. The flavor on it's awesome. So I just rub that in, and then I'll be finishing it off with the white truffle salt. But I've got the ribs sitting here. If you can take a look, they're right there. I'm going to give them a lot of heat, parboiled for a little over an hour. And then the sous vide, I said on the beef cheeks went for 2 hours, but if you're doing it at home, you'd want to go for about 4 to 6 at least. And you want to be at a high temperature. You want to be around probably 175 to 185 degrees.
And what's the little dog there with you? I keep thinking it looks like an Australian dingo. Like I think he's going to take you down at the ankles at some point.
He is. That is Jonathan. That is Jonathan, and he is a Pomeranian and Chihuahua mix, and he has a very discerning palate. But he's roaming around anytime I go into the food. He's following me. But yeah, that's Jonathan. So here he is.
Wait.
Outside working with
Whose
himself.
dog is it? Whose dog is it?
This is my lady friend's dog, and now mine as well. So
Okay.
he's dual
Okay.
possession.
One weird that she named him Jonathan, because that's just weird. But there's some parallel
Yeah,
that makes sense. And by the way, you've got to come up with something better than my lady friend. I feel like it's like we're in 1964 My Fair Lady musical or something like that. You know, my lady friend, and like, oh, we're going to get a carriage. I mean, come on, come on. There's got to be a better term. There's got to be a better term.
I know. It's gonna be better. You know, I'm trying to stay
Fred,
incognito,
he's
so
not
it's very
showing us.
private.
I didn't hear that, Brian.
Is the purse for the dog that he has, not his lady friend.
What is this? Where did that come from? What is on camera right now? What is that?
I don't know what's going on. We're back in business though.
And it would not be a normal show. That was the weirdest thing. We just had this like mysterious. I thought you were bringing some weird guest or something like that. You had like this, black screen with a number 1 on it, like a port. That was the weirdest thing ever. I've never seen that on the show.
I thought Brian was going to say something. It was like his moment. Then he didn't say anything either. Anyway, let's while we're at it, let's take a look at the May Gourmet Smoke Session. This will be going on at the Cigar Shop in Cumming, Georgia. We'll be live in person. We're doing a 40-person dinner. The live broadcast will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and you can view that on Facebook and YouTube Live. At Hacking Gourmet. If you're interested in jumping on and doing the package, we'll be doing a spring barbecue celebration. Go to meatandbone.com.
Yeah.
I need some more wine. At meatandbone.com, and they have our package available there for the May 1st. We got a really nice package planned. We're going to be doing Iberico baby back ribs. We're going to be doing 2 pounds of Iberico baby back ribs. Old Town rib rub. So we've got a barbecue rib rub there. We're going to be doing an aged Gouda cheese. That's a 7-ounce aged Gouda cheese. And then we got the Bakken's barbecue sauce. That's a Japanese barbecue sauce that we're going to be using to make a barbecue sauce for about 1.5 pounds of chicken legs. So you can jump on meatandbone.com or go to hackinggourmet.com where you can find this package available. If you go to Meat and Bone, just click on their search bar and click hacking, and you'll find our package for that. And as I said, you can use the Hacking Gourmet discount code for that. But that will be May 1st, so looking forward to that, kicking off the summer. We do have 2 sessions in May. The second will be on May 25th in Long Island, New York, and we'll be talking about that on our next episode. But we're really excited for that. So May 1st, jump online now and get that package.
So can you put the package back up there for just a second? So I'm looking at it here. So we've got ribs and the spice. By the way, I got to get more of that Uncle Steve's spice because I've used up all of like the all-purpose one or whatever like that. That one's pretty damn good. I'm just try that spice. So basically, you're saying this pack. Does this come in a single serving like this? Is that all it is? The 2 pounds of ribs and the 1.5 pounds of chicken is just a single serving size. Can I double that if I want to bring somebody along for another meal, or is it just for one person right there?
So this is about 4 pounds of food. So unless you're planning on eating 4 pounds of food on your own, we recommend this could be up to most of the meals that we put together for 2 to 4 people at most. So this is planned for a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 people.
That's funny. Okay, all right, that's cute. Yeah, and my Ben and Jerry's pint. And my Ben and Jerry's pint's supposed to feed 6 people. Apparently, I'm a family of 4. Can we move on?
So it's been pretty fun. We got some really exciting packages coming up for the summer, Fred. So we got 2 events going on in May. We're going to be doing a nice function in June up in the Northeast, and we have in Arkansas. We'll be up there in Arkansas for June, so that's going to be really exciting. And then we got 2 sessions in July too. We're actually going to be doing a session on the 4th of July with our fireworks show. So we'll be doing a session and fireworks show right here live. So if you want to jump in on some great stuff, do that. We've got Meat and Bones also expanding quite significantly. They're now moving to a new facility, almost quadrupling the size of where they're at. I've talked to our friends at Meat and Bone and told them that their growth is directly correlated to the Hacking Gourmet show. But it's been a lot of fun stuff going. They got a lot of new meats coming in. Prices are great, and I said our discount codes there. You can use those on any of those packages. So I'm real excited about the summer, and it's going to open up a lot of different programs for us and a lot of different, culinary treats and different items. So looking forward to that. So jump on in for some good food.
Yeah. Are you doing special cigars? What's the next LFD special cigar deal that you guys are doing? Hey, Brian, have you seen any of these cigars yet, by the way, that Carney keeps talking about? He's squirreling away every month's like special cigars. Have you seen any of them yet?
I have not.
Okay, just curious. Just seeing if it was me.
I've seen just as many as you have.
Well, there's a running joke because there's a lot of challenges in the Dominican Republic right now in terms of production. We're still at partial capacity at LFD, about 60%, which you'll see, Fred. I know you said you're going down to the Dominican here soon.
Yeah,
so
I'll be going down in 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yes. So in full disclosure, the reason, personally, I'm not sending you guys cigars anyway. I'm not intentionally not doing that, but I'm also not intentionally doing it. But the reason I took off the month of April with the gourmet sessions is to get caught up. We were a little behind on some of them, and it was just challenging getting things going. And this month was a good month to take that time off to allow the factory to get caught up and get things back to normal. So we do some of those unique projects. But the cigar coming for May, we have a cigar called the Dia de Mayo, which is the May Day cigar. So that'll be released on May Day, May 1st. And then at the end of May, we have a cigar for Long Island, New York. It's for Tobacco Plaza, Danny Dickowich's store. It's going to be called the Long Island Iced Tea. So there's some exciting stuff coming for that.
Right.
And we've got some good stuff coming for June and July as well. But right now I got my baby back ribs. I took them off the coals, put it right into the barbecue sauce. I got the beef cheeks on a cast iron pan inside. So I'm just flipping that around on all the sides. It's pretty fat. Beef cheeks are a really tough cut of meat, so this is going to be kind of tough. But how I'm going to cut it up is very, very thin, and I'm going to treat it kind of like a cooked carpaccio. So I'm eating very thin slices. That's another really good way to counteract tough meat, especially something like this. The Wagyu, it does have great marbling to it, even though it's the beef cheek. So it's going to have a lot of good flavor. So as long as I cut that up real thin, that'll be nice. But I'm going to pull this off here, set this to the side. The ribs are going to go on one more time. Same thing with the beef cheeks, and then we're going to be done.
Nice. Let's run over to the gourmet facts. You were in charge of gourmet facts this week, so I'm sure. Do you have gourmet facts?
We do. We got gourmet facts, and that's brought to you by McGee's Smoked Meats and our friends at Crown Head Cigars. Thank you to them. They've been with us since day one, literally and figuratively. When we first got started, I do want to shout them out. When we first got started, Crown Heads was sharing our episodes every week, and that was really great, and we really appreciate the support of that, and it was something fun that they were involved in. I know the crew over there really enjoyed what we were doing, and hopefully they still enjoy it, but if they don't, that's fine. We're still putting their information up. But McGee Smoked Meats, check out Brian McGee. McGee, when's your next, do you have a cooking show coming up, cooking event?
Well, actually next Monday, April 19th, I will be doing a meet and greet at Fuego Cigars in McKinney, Texas. We'll have a pre-buy sampler pack put together. You buy the sampler, you'll get some cigars, and I'll cook you a steak with your purchase.
Where did you say this was?
In Fuego Cigar Lounge in McKinney,
Gotcha.
Texas. It's the newest shop.
Gotcha. Jonathan, don't play the applause stuff in the background. When you play the sound effects, you crash the show. We've been through this. We've talked about this. All right. That's awesome.
Gourmet.
All right, let's get to the gourmet facts.
So these are, I just have three today, just three basic gourmet facts. These are anniversary themed. So here we go. Dinner is the most common first date and most common anniversary date. So going out to dinner. Not a
There we go.
shocker
All
there,
right.
but still a gourmet fact.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
The
It does have
longest
food.
recorded, well, the longest recorded marriage is 90 years. 90 years. It was from a family in the United Kingdom. 90 years recorded marriage. And despite popular belief,
Really?
it was not Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth. So it's not them. It was another family from the UK. But 90 years. And our very last gourmet fact this week, and only one of them was anything gourmet related. But the traditional gift for a first anniversary is something made of paper. And the colors for the first anniversary are yellow or gold traditionally. So the paper anniversary is the first anniversary. So there's your gourmet facts by Smoked Meats by McGee and Crowned Heads. Very exhilarating gourmet facts today.
Yeah, that's why I got you guys some paper Post-it notes as a gift somewhere around here. Yellow Post-it. So
Are they gold?
those will be in the mail to you. Those, look for those in the mail. I've got some yellow Post-it notes coming for you. Happy anniversary! You can put them all over your body and run around like Big Bird. That's kind of always a fun thing to do. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. Now, everybody, too, since we're here, we can always jump on the Hacking Gourmet. We do have the retail store there. I'm wearing one of the hats today. You can go to hackinggourmet.com. It has all live episodes. Has a top 5 list, has all the listings of gourmet smoke sessions. And we've also added the hackers. Our bios are on there. We've added some cooking, videos and art, essentially. I guess it's not really art. I'm part of it, so it could be art. I'm not sure. But you can check out some of our demonstrational videos on there. There'll be more of it. We'll also be putting together some recipes here soon and putting them up there. But that's our one-stop shop, hackinggourmet.com. You can jump on there for retail items, hats. We'll also get information on any of the sessions and any of the episodes coming up.
Very nice. Very nice. Brian, where are you in the cooking? I forgot we're actually cooking on this show.
All right, so I just took the lid off my pork belly. I'm gonna let that sauce thicken up, evaporate, and reduce. The rice will be done here in a minute, and I might even be eating before Carney. Who knows?
Technically, the food is done on my end, Brian.
Technically.
Is it really though?
The grill cam here. We've got a new feature here on the grill cam. It's called Zoom. So here we go. We're zoomed in.
Oh.
You can see the dog is very much into the food. He's guarding it over there. Not eating it yet, but I've got it resting.
Wouldn't this be the fire cam?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be the fire cam, but I mean, it's the grill cam.
I mean, you don't have grill grate, but you don't have grill grates on there, so it's not a grill. What is a grill? What defines grill?
It would have been really challenging to change all the artwork to do that. So it's the grill cam.
And yet you would have spent 6 hours doing it.
Yeah.
The live dog cam. That's right.
Honestly, it's quite entertaining watching.
How has he not gone and tried to eat any of the meat?
I have no clue. I thought he would have grabbed it by now. He does behave quite a bit because he knows that I am going to feed him. He eats with me almost every meal that I'm around. So I think he's just being patient. But this is the most patient I've ever seen him. I think because it's a little too big for him.
I can't believe any dog would not swipe that right there. I mean,
shocking, right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
We almost had footage of my dog stealing a hunk of meat off the counter.
We did. Well, we had one before the show one time.
Right.
Actually, you know what? I didn't ask this though. Is it fair? Is that a vegan dog? Maybe that's why he didn't even take any of the meat. Now that I think about it, because your lady friend is vegan, right? So then maybe the dog doesn't even.
No, the dog's certainly not vegan. But I will tell a funny.
Oh, okay, all right.
This dog is so picky. So we switched him over. We were talking about switching him over to like fresh food. We want to do like a fresh food diet for him, like either cook for him or buy, like a dog meal plan. So we got him. We're like, oh, we'll slowly switch him over from dry food. We'll put a little wet in with the dry, and they make them just like they do these cooking programs. You just buy food and they ship you a different menu for him each week. But we picked this one up to kind of like weed him into it, lean him into it, wean him in a little. He actually picked the individual specs of fresh food out and left the dry food. He didn't, when we mixed it all in, he separated them and took just the wet food.
Wow.
I had a cat that did that. That's not uncommon actually. It's pretty funny.
But no, this
That's
dog will
good.
eat
All
anything.
right. Let's go to the would you rather. Before we wrap things up here a little bit, Fred has a hard stop of getting out of here because he's got something going on. But these guys can cook for days.
So this is Would You Rather by the Red Meat Lovers Club. Red Meat Lovers Club event starting up. We've got Prime Rib Day coming up in about 2 weeks. That'll be at the end of the month. You can jump on rmlclub.com. I believe they just completed a slider event this past week when they had White Castle burgers. So that was a unique session. But jump on their website. Events have started up down here in Florida, and the plans are as things slowly improve in other places, you'll start seeing more events. I believe there's some coming up in Texas, actually, in Houston. They're doing an event with Casa de Monte Cristo in Houston, Texas, next month.
Nice.
So that'll be coming up shortly, and the Red Meat Lovers Club is going to Texas. So there we go. Would you rather, gentlemen? Here we go. Stay in or go out on your anniversary or birthday?
I'm gonna say go out.
Yeah, go out.
100% go out.
I know Chris is gonna go out if he's in the chat because I saw his posts. I think it was last week or April 8th. He went out for his anniversary, I think.
Yeah.
Chris also just went to. He was sending me some pictures. He went to the steakhouse in Chicago. It's called, man. If he's right there, he can comment on it. But really great restaurant. So if he comments there, but it's one of the more unique steakhouses in the country right now, and it was just up there. I think it's called Ember and something or Oak. There's an Ember and Oak in Florida. That's why I keep saying Ember and Oak. But I got to get back on the scene with some of these steakhouses. This last year and a half, there's some stuff that's popped up over the last 2 years that's really catching some waves out there. I know that the steakhouse. I don't know if you've been to the steakhouse down here in Orange Lakes. The gentleman who's the chef from Knife in Texas, in Dallas, you probably heard of that place, Brian. He opened up a steakhouse. Yeah, he opened up a steakhouse in here in Orange Lakes, the Ritz-Carlton, which I've got to check out, which is supposed to be over the top. So I'm looking forward to try that. Chris is in the comment section, so it's called Maple and Ash.
Maple and Ash.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coop says he'd vote for stay in, but that was probably Coop. Would that have to be? Would you stay in the parlor because he's got this parlor room? So would you stay in the parlor and have tea and cookies, or All right, next question.
Here we go. Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry cake?
Chocolate.
Any one of them done well. I don't know if I could pick one, but I guess I have to. So I guess I'll go, assuming that they're all done as best as possible, then I'm going to go chocolate.
I'm going to go strawberry. Strawberry is one of my guilty pleasures as a child. I loved strawberry cake. You're 100% right. If it's done well, it's amazing. Any of them. I'm going to go strawberry. I really love chocolate, but strawberry is my guilty pleasure there with cake.
So
strawberry.
before you move on to the next one, let me ask you this though. So ice cream. What is your go-to ice cream?
Strawberry.
Since strawberry. Brian?
Chocolate.
All right. I was just curious how that compared. Mine would be vanilla. I would actually switch over to vanilla. Just a pure French vanilla or a vanilla bean for me. Absolutely perfect. That's as good as it gets.
All right. Next question.
All right.
Just put the beef
next question. As soon as he runs back from the.
Here we go. White or black truffles?
I don't know if I can honestly answer that. I don't know if I've had either one of them.
I will go black.
I'm going to go white truffles. I love white truffles. They're a little funkier. Huge fan white truffles. I've been using white truffles a lot lately. I do like black truffles, and then the summer truffles are one that are coming up recently. About to be in season. Those are pretty good too, but it's white truffles all the way for me. All right.
That's black truffles for me, no doubt, no question.
By the way, some of these, this is more gourmet than the gourmet facts right here. All right. Would you rather chicken or fish?
Ooh. Hmm.
Is it going to be
I'm
any
gonna have
kind of fish?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go fish. I'd go fish. You know, I mean, I eat way more chicken than I eat fish. But if you said, okay, you can only have one, which is funny because I never order fish when I go out. I mean, it's so rare that I eat fish, but I would pick fish just because of the variety that you can have out of fish versus chicken.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Coop brought up a great point. He says depends on the fish. I'm going to go with fish because I was very generic. There isn't really a generic
Oh
chicken. It's
yeah,
just chicken.
yeah.
So I'm going to go with fish. There probably a better way to put that would have been fowl or fish
Right.
instead of just one specific chicken. If I could pick between turkey, duck, squab.
Oh, okay. Well, you do. Yeah, if you do that, then I would.
Probably would
Yeah,
have picked
I would
that.
want the foul. I would go foul route because there's just so much. As long as you're not dealing with somebody that's just massively overcooking it or something like that. It's great.
And here's our very last one. Steak has been the theme of our last year, really. It's the theme of our lives in general. Ribeye, filet, or New York strip.
Ribeye. Oh, sorry. Did I say that too quick? I'm supposed to think about it for a little while. No, I'm going ribeye.
Yeah, I'm going New York
Ribeye.
strip. I like New York strip. I've been a strip fan. I love it. New York strip's the way
Here's
to go.
Here's the thing. I mean, the way I look at it is like this. One, you can typically never go wrong with a filet. Filet is always a filet. So if you're at a high-end restaurant or a higher-end restaurant, it's always going to be the same. Ribeye is always going to be bankable from flavor. New York's can't be beat, but the problem is 1 out of 10 are just that magic New York for me that just was either cooked right or right cut of meat or handled right. When you get a good New York, it's great, but I have to say, next to prime rib, it is my most disappointed steak I ever order in a high-end steakhouse. It's always been New York or prime rib. The other two, ribeye, maybe it's not great. Filet, maybe it's not your favorite, but to me, I've had the worst strips and prime rib in restaurants that are supposedly good at it. But if you get a good one, hey man, it's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I've had more issues with getting it. For me, with strips, if I order them, if I don't cook them myself, I always get them overcooked. For whatever reason, the restaurant overcooks them. And that is not good.
Yeah, I can count on one hand how many times I've had great New York strips. And by the way, there's probably more restaurants that have them. I'm just always too nervous to order. So I have a choice. If there's all these steaks to order, I can order a ribeye, I can order a filet, I can order a New York. I just don't want to chance it on hoping they have a great strip steak. If they do, if someone vouches for them, then okay, I'll give it a shot. But I'm usually disappointed.
Well, the real challenge that we're talking about here is the quality of the craftsmanship in cooking. And any item that tend to have higher fat, like when you're grilling something with higher fat, the odds of screwing up are less because there's more fat to break down and the fat's absorbing more of the heat than the muscle. It's like the worst steak to order for me in any steakhouse is a filet, unless it has, properly seasoned, properly cooked, because it's so lean and it's just so inconsistently cooked. So I'd agree with that on the ribeye. And the same thing with roasting. Like prime rib, when you go out, it's so hit or miss because roasting's a real, technique. It's a real style to it. But ribeyes, high fat items, you just kind of set it and forget it, and it ends up working out better. But when I cook it on my own, I prefer New York strip.
Yeah, interesting.
So I finished my items. So here we go. This is beef cheeks. Let me get my, I gotta find my knife here. But before we cut in,
I'm 7 minutes away. I have 7 minutes.
so let me get you guys a look at this here. You can zoom out.
Chris Rosenthal said, not a Kobe fillet. I think we can all agree on that the Kobe fillet is, it's almost an oxymoron.
Yeah.
I won't bring up. I mean, just because I love Brian, I won't bring up
No,
the hell he went through.
Don't.
no.
Come
Yeah, that
on.
was don't.
So here we go.
So,
We've got the
so you got ribs and a hockey puck.
baby back ribs, and look at the black on this. I love the color of it. So that's from the braising in the red wine, and then also the rub, the charcoal rub. So that's a look at it there. I'm gonna cut into it, and then we'll give you one more.
I
look
want to
right here
see
on
the. I
screen.
want to see the hockey puck cut into. I want to see the hockey puck cut into.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
that
man.
looks good.
Nice.
Now I'm hungry, and I already ate all my charcuterie as we've covered earlier. Nobody feels sorry for me.
Oh, we're not.
I just jumped over to Facebook so I could get another look at the meat. That's how much I wanted to see that again. That was pretty good.
So I'm gonna do what Brian normally does. I'm gonna sit back, relax, start eating while the show goes on.
Man, and
I will say one thing real quick. Chris brought up no fiddleheads for the anniversary episode, and that is a very valid listener complaint. Longtime listener, first time commenter. Not.
Well,
yeah. Where are the fiddleheads?
They're out of season.
I don't care, man. You give one for the team. You know, if you get poison, you get poison. You give one for the team.
No, they aren't even starting to grow yet. They'll start growing in the next probably 2
You know
or 3
what?
weeks.
A chef will find ways to work around things. If you're saying it's out of your league, if you're saying you couldn't have stored fiddleheads, then just come right out and say that. No excuses.
right.
Now I feel like I'm that guy. Who's that guy that yells at everybody on the show? What's that cooking show where the guy yells at everybody?
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
Hell's
yeah.
Kitchen.
Yeah, I feel like we're on Hell's Kitchen now. We're
All right. So I'm gonna tell you guys something real quick. The 2 hours worked on this. The reason this is tender is because it's Wagyu. This is Wagyu beef cheeks. Very tender, really freaking delicious. With a lower grade of beef, you wouldn't get away with this, but it came out really, really good.
interesting.
Tons of fat. And you'll see that it's kind of tough, but it broke down nice. Like I said, I got about 2 hours of braise on it, so it did break it down pretty good. 4 more hours on that, the same would be just ripping apart. It'd be great. Let's try these ribs. Yeah, life is good right now.
I think I'm having lasagna tonight.
So this is what it's like to be done early, huh?
All right. So
this one, maybe if you don't cook with 700 ingredients, that's what it does. Oh, look at that.
That looks
pork
awesome.
belly. Now I'm waiting on the rice. But the ginger pork belly's done.
Oh, is that the rice cooker you got back there? Okay, I thought that was like an Instapot thing. So is that a rice cooker or is that an Instapot?
Yeah, it's a rice cooker. I have 3 minutes. Right. It'll be ready to serve. So
the show only goes 1 more minute. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But everybody knows what rice looks like. So you know.
Spread.
Ta-da! There we go. I didn't do that, by the way. That was all Carney. I just brought up light. Who doesn't have a hockey puck with lights on it? You know, there you go.
And to play homage, this was our first song.
I couldn't remember if your mom had a song made for the first episode or not.
The first episode, we had that song. It was called, I can't remember exactly what it's called. It was Eat Steak, Filet Mignon. And I tried to buy it,
I think,
but it's too pricey.
yeah, I think the first song was "Material Girl" by Madonna, and then there was some Coltrane phase, and then I really don't remember actually. It was like a year ago. It was, you know.
I can't believe we're waiting for a rice cooker.
I know.
Are we
I know.
still here?
I mean, of all the things on the show you should be able to time, I thought that was like the one thing you could time.
I thought I did. So out of a year's worth of shows, this is the first time I've ever finished last.
There's so many things I can say right now, but I'm not going to.
That's what she said.
I can't believe this is the
Good
first
thing
time I
this is
cooked
the
ribs on
Clean
the show.
Family Show. What's on the show?
This is the first time I've cooked ribs. Brian, have you cooked ribs on the show?
I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either. No, wait. No, I don't think I did either. I did. No.
I did do ribs.
There. Oh, that does.
I did ribs. I did ribs on the Memorial Day episode, I think.
There we go.
I like
Nice.
the Asian
Green
flair,
That looks
Brian.
good. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in to the 1 year mark celebratory stuff. Jonathan, take us home, man. You started this whole thing a year ago, and now we've built our way up from 4 listeners all the way to 17 in a whole lot of episodes that we basically just got to eat food for no reason whatsoever.
Well, we appreciate the. Oh gosh, there's some breaking news. Oh my! Julian Edelman just retired. So breaking news on the Hacking Gourmet show: Julian Edelman is now retired, and Cole's having a seizure. There's all sorts of crazy stuff, and apparently Paul Costo, Marines are bad at math. Brian, that's what he says. They're bad at math. It's because they're too busy carrying guns while the Air Force is carrying calculators, right, Brian?
That's right. That's right.
But anyway,
when
no, it's been fun.
I don't think they're a real branch at all.
It's been a fun year. It started out great. One thing I know is I've got to lose some weight from the last episode that we had a year ago, the very first pilot episode. So be careful with that. I'll be cooking some healthier alternatives here in the next few weeks. But we got an exciting month ahead of us. Our next episode is April 26th. That'll be Hacking Gourmet live right here. Fred and I are trying to get together to do a dual episode together. So hopefully we can get that done on the 26th, but keep your eyes peeled for that. We've got a fun episode planned on May 1st for our next gourmet smoke session. And you can always check out all of our partner sites on hackinggourmet.com, where you can find Meat and Bone, La Flor Dominicana, Uncle Steve's Shakes. You can also find Wood Butcher Maine, Crown Heads, and McGee's Smoked Meats. And all episodes are always available there and on YouTube by searching Hacking Gourmet on YouTube. We'll see you on April 26th. For our next episode of Hacking Gourmet. It's been a great year. Cheers to everybody, and thanks for the support. It's been a real fun time, and it's definitely equally as fun now as it was during the quarantine. So I thank you, Fred, and thank you, Brian, for being part of it with me, and the best is yet to come. Cheers.
Cheers.